Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today we're gonna have week 9, and which is also the last week of the Champion Draft Series that I'm gonna show you all right now. Now, you might look at this and say, wait, why are we waiting to take Sirturmund? Well, I was on a work trip, right? But Snowy Castman, who was the referee for this week's matchup for us, actually got to record our perspective, right? So even though I was on a work trip and didn't get a chance to actually record it myself, we're able to still kind of do a voiceover over this and actually see how the games go, even though, again, I didn't get a chance to record it. So let's kind of see how this goes. Now, today's match is actually against LGamesBR. So a Brazilian player who's part of the Champion Draft Series. Now, my 3 decks, and I know you already see one here, is Twisted Fate Gohar with Veigar, which is the same deck that we brought a couple weeks ago against Jay Sensational, if you all remember. LGamesBR is playing this really funky deck here with Teemo and Caitlyn. No, Teemo, not Caitlyn, because I have Caitlyn. Teemo and another champion. I forgot what the second champion was. But it's Teemo and I think Kalista, actually, right? As a Shadow Isles champion. And their deck is just trying to like mill us, right? This is literally like a mill deck, as you see here, more so than a puff cap deck. Now, before the game continues, I mean, we can really see what's happening here. It's kind of awkward for me, right? Because I feel like in this matchup, like I want to see the opponent have a lot of units, right? And opponent has no units, right? Opponent has no units. Now, I could have destroyed their head score here, but I know that L Games is also playing like a... They're playing the Catalog of Regrets, and I feel like that's and also they're playing Sunken Temple, and I feel like killing the catalog ends up being more valuable for us than actually just killing this foundry. So that's kind of what I end up waiting for, right? We get our Gohar here, etc. Before the game continues, let me just say why we brought this deck, right? L Games has been playing a lot of aggressive decks over the past few weeks, right? They have been playing like Fist Samira, for example, and other aggressive decks like that. They were playing Kalista Teemo, but like a more aggressive version of it. So I wanted to do the same strategy that we did against Jay Sensational a few weeks ago, where we actually, I don't know why this is actually so loud. Let me actually lower this for you, the game volume. Where we actually go for like a triple aggressive deck. So we go for like a triple aggressive deck, which means that we're able to beat up so we go for a triple control deck that can actually beat their aggro deck twice, right? Unfortunately for us, LGamesBR brought this deck. They did bring an aggressive deck, as we'll see in the next game. And then it's like, okay, so I have to ban the third deck, and I honestly already forgot what I banned. So I banned one of their decks. They kept my Twisted Fate Gohar open. They banned my Elder Dragon, so I brought like this Elder Dragon PNC deck that kind of plays Burblefish and Plaza Guardian and stuff. Yeah, so I kind of brought like this Elder Dragon deck instead. I kind of plays like Plaza Guardian and stuff. Kind of like, again, trying to beat their aggressive deck, right? This matchup, the reason I'm not speaking about it too much is because honestly, this first game was pretty boring. Like, it's just us going back and forth, trading removal. We both playing Gohar decks, right? Like, Elegance is also playing a Gohar deck, as you saw it last turn when they were actually killing our stuff. So it kind of has made it a little bit difficult for me to really get any value from this, because my units are dying, my Twisted Fate is definitely not going to level up, right? So it makes it hard for me to actually know, like, what to do. Like, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do in this game. He can just stall out forever. So... Like our hand, we're gonna start overdrawing soon, right? We don't have enough cards to play to stop the Headscore Foundry from just like punishing us. I end up not blocking here because obviously we have the Gohar to kill the Spiderling. Not only that, but a lot of our cards like for us to draw, right? Like we have Glimpse here, we have the Shark, we have the Ionakaboros. Like, all these cards, we even have a Sentry now. Like, all these cards are asking me to draw. But the more that I draw, the more I'm going to start overdrawing. So, like, for this first, like, 5 minutes of this game, I'm just like, what the heck am I doing? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to beat this? Like, I want to have the opponent play units, but they don't have to play units. They can just play spells, and I'm not pushing any damage. So it's like they can just do whatever they want, right? They can just literally can do whatever they want, and there's nothing I can do about it. I opt to take the glimpse here, which in retrospect probably wasn't necessary, considering I have like Sentry and Anacaboros. So I think this ends up being slightly worse, because now again I'm gonna start overdrawing, especially with this Sentry here. And opponent is also playing this card that makes us draw more into another Anacaboros. And at this point I have 10 cards in my hand, and I really don't know what the heck to do. And like, well, I guess that's it, right? Like, I don't know what to do. I mean, way too many cards. I play the Battle Feast so that I'm not overdrawing 2 cards. So I take that Battle Feast hit, sets them down to 1 HP, and then he plays Sinsarinale. So I'm literally just overdrawing already, and I'm gonna overdraw more next turn. And there goes, oh man, and there goes that, right? So Surveyor goes bye-bye, Pool Shot goes bye-bye. At least it wasn't like 2 critical cards. But like, I really don't know how I can push enough damage. Right? Like, we know the opponent has a ton of removal. Like, they just can continue doing this over and over again. And it's like, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. The Croaker makes me draw. The Pool Shark makes me draw. Everything in my hand makes me draw. It feels really bad. It feels really, really bad, right? So then I make the decision here that at this point, I'm just gonna try to deck them out. We're watching somebody else spectating our game, right? So I cannot hover over the deck size. But like during this time of the game, I was literally hovering over how many cards the opponent had, and I was like, there's a chance that we can actually deck them out. Right? I was like, there's a chance that we can actually deck them out. We're both drawing the same number of cards. Obviously, it means that I cannot play a lot of my draw cards, but it's like, you know, like I have to try to do something, right? Like, I see myself not winning any other way. So I start switching to this strategy, like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna play stuff out and just deck out, right? Like, this is perfect because I can play this without drawing. And the opponent plays Sunken Temple. So now for sure, and like, the only win condition I have in this game, in this game is to try to deck them out. Let's see if that's enough. It's okay for me to do this because the Sunken Temple is going to be able to draw them a card every single turn, right? The Gohar also adds more cards to my deck. Now, the opponent also has Gohar, right? So me playing a unit does mean that they also get to play their Gohar here if they draw it. So we're both going to play Gohar, get an additional like 4 cards in our deck. And really, it's like, again, it's just like, I'm just like stalling. I'm just trying to stall because I really have no idea. No idea what I can do to win this game here. Just for reference, by the way, this week is the last week of the Champion Draft Series. So the regular season, there's still a playoff to come. Coming into week 9, I'm in first place. There's 10 teams in the league. 6 of the teams make it to playoffs. I'm already locked in for playoff. But if I finish first or second, I get to actually skip the first round of the playoffs and go straight to the semifinals, right? So I get to skip the round 1, go to the semifinals, etc. Majin Bay is second place with me. We both have 6 wins and 2 losses. Everybody else has 5 wins and less, right? However, if I lose this, Majin Bay played his match before me, so I already know that Majin Bay won. So Majin Bay already locked in top 2. If I lose, there's a chance that I drop out of that top 2 contention and somebody else takes my spot. If I win, I secure first place on the regular season. So like, this is very like high stressful scenario for me because I'm like, I need to win this game. I need to win this match so I can secure my bye into the playoffs and just go right in. Here, the opponent and I just trading cards, as you can see. We're literally both of us just trading cards. Like we're both obliterating cards. Again, I know that they're gonna deck out before me, right? So I know they're gonna deck out before me. we're literally not doing anything. Like, we're just gonna be passing and passing. I'm gonna start skipping here a little bit because again, this game was like really weird. The opponent decides to, I think they play pack your bags here. Yeah, they play pack your bags here, push that 5 damage. The benefit that they have is that they actually also play burn spells, right? So they actually also play burn spells. So I know they play burn spells, and there you go. They play that Get Excited, which actually they got rid of one of their Teemos. And it's very obvious that LGames sees what I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to just burn him out. That I'm trying to like deck him out. So he's like, I have to switch to a burn strategy. The problem that I have is that as long as the opponent doesn't play a unit, I can heal with the well, but that's only healing me 3. If they're not playing a unit, then I don't have access to like Gohar being able to heal me. Not to mention that I literally don't have space anyway. So I'm just burning cards, right? But in my head, I'm like, there's no way I can win this. There's no way I can win this. He even plays a second Foundry to make this even quicker. In my head, I'm like, the only chance I have is to just try to deck them out. So they went for the Mystic. I went for Well. They have double Foundry and also have access to the Catalog and the Sunken Temple. So it's like, how do I survive enough, right? So I don't get burned out. If I play any units, then the opponent goes Gohar, and then that means that they're not gonna have the card before me. Like, I'm not able to see how many cards they are right now, but I was looking at it in my game, and I was doing the math in my head that if nothing else happens this game, they were gonna lose before us. Unfortunately, we drew these 2 Puff Caps, right? We also lost our Ledros, which could have been a potential win condition. And I'm just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna, pass. I guess I'm just gonna pass here. Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna be like, all right, whatever. Whatever. He gets another Mystic, right? He gets another Mystic. I go for Well. Go back to 12. I pass again. Oh no, they play Well. Sorry, they play Well because they want to have the space in their hand, right? So that they can draw more burn. They don't want to burn any more cards. So that's why they keep trying to make space in their hands. But they're still burning 2 cards every turn because of their natural draw as well as their Foundry and the Sunken Temple draw. Yeah, so they burn 2 cards. We burn like everything, as you see right here. And I just know, I'm like, well, I mean, at this point, there's nothing I can do. Like at this point, it's like either he gets the answers to win the game or we're decking out. I wish Snowy would have checked. Another one. I wish Snowy would have checked here how many cards each of us has. Because I was doing the math in my head and I'm like, if I don't do anything, they deck out before me. They will deck out before me. If I give a unit, they can play Pack a Gohar, so I don't want to give a unit. If they play another unit here, but the problem is that I'm doing nothing and the opponent's actually pushing damage to us, right? The opponent's actually pushing damage. We're at 6 HP. And it's like, I don't know that there's anything I can do, right? So 6 HP, the turn passes, they draw a bunch. We lose Vhagar again. They lose Balfis. I lose Vengeance. They lose Callista. Pack Your Bags goes bye-bye. Sentry goes bye-bye. Gohar goes bye-bye. And I'm committed. At this point, I'm committed. So I'm like, if he has the burn, he has the burn, right? Like, I cannot stop the burn. I literally have no healing in my hand. Nothing that I play can help me because I'm just going to be decking out. They play Peddler, and that's so bad for us because I have to kill it right away. Because they could go for like a self-Gohar to keep themselves from milling themselves, right? The problem with Peddler is that the opponent can now just put a bunch of Puffcats in my deck. But it doesn't even matter because LGames just literally has like all the burn. Like, look at this. So I lose the first game in the most dumb game I have ever played, where neither my opponent or I were literally doing, like, I guess I wasn't doing anything the whole time. Opponent was doing their stuff. Opponent would burn me out, did what they needed to do, but I literally was doing nothing. So yeah, I'm down 0-1. I'm down 0-1, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, if I lose, I'm gonna lose my chance of finishing top 2, right? So then we go on to game 2. And then game 2 is going to be against the burn deck. Again, this Nets deck is the deck that we want it to be and the reason while we build the lineup that we did. So our 3 decks were Twisted Fate Veigar with Gohar, Aphelios Caitlyn, so target, so that we could play the Cosmic Youngling. And then our 3rd deck was Elder Dragon Ezreal that also played like the Ocean Drake for healing, so that we can heal against the aggressive deck. The opponent banned the Elder Dragon deck, so we just have to win 2 games. We have to win 2 games, one with Twisted Fate Gohar and one with Aphelios Caitlyn. We keep the Gohar. Again, opponent's playing Samira Fizz, and this is the game that I saw that LGamesBR was playing like for 2-3 weeks straight. So I knew that I could hard target him just to kill this. I end up not playing Gohar here. Why did I not play Gohar here? Okay, I guess it ends up working out that I didn't play Gohar. So we go Battle Feast. I messed up here, right? I should have done Gohar at the same time, and we would have taken 0 damage. Wow, I just realized that. Why didn't I play Gohar? Yeah, if we did Gohar and Battle Feast at the same time, we could have taken 0 damage from the opponent. So now I did Gohar afterwards, and I'm still, that means I still took 1 damage, right? So a slight misplay on my part, which I guess not the best, but not the worst. We still have such a big advantage against them though that I think it doesn't matter. Because like, look at our hand. We get another Gohar. So we get another Gohar here. We're gonna be drawing with our Sentry. Once the Sentry dies, we have Haste Spike, right? Like I'm chilling. I'm really chilling right now. We have Veigar now, so we get like another removal. Opponent goes for Samira. And the best thing here is just let them use their Samira challenge and then go for the Haste Spike, right? So at this point, I'm just like, oh man, another unit. So I guess I'm just gonna pass, right? So they go for the Samira. Do they go for the challenge? I can't remember. They do go for the challenge, right? They go for the challenge, which now it's gonna get completely punished by this Haste Spike. And I choose to just Haste Spike the 3-2, but it's probably correct to Haste Spike the Elusive, right? Because like the 3-2, we can always chump block. Look, we even got another Sentry. But we just good gamers. We're just good gamers, and we end up getting the Elusive Husk. We end up getting the Elusive Husk, which gives us the blocker for the Elusive. I didn't play the Sentry last turn because I wanted to have the Elusive on the Veigar. And also because I wanted to have the mana to be able to play this Darkness this turn, right? So I'm like, okay, well, if I don't play Sentry last turn, I know I have enough of the Darkness here. So I'm just gonna chill. Now, I probably do need to play the Darkness on this 3-2 though, so that I avoid the damage. What's the reason for me to pass here? I know, I think I have to just do it. Yeah, I have to just do it because the 3-2 is very annoying. I think what I was thinking about is whether I should kill the Samira. Because the Samira is very close to leveling up. But I did the math in my head. For the opponent to level up Samira, they would have to play all 3 cards in their hand. Which means that there's a good chance that they didn't have it, that they didn't have the level up, right? So here Samira gets reset. And then we still have access to our blocker against the Elusive. Yeah, so we're gonna block the Elusive. We're gonna just Vengeance Samira. I like this Vengeance, right? That way we take 0 damage, and that way we're also playing around the opponent getting another Flare in their hand, right? So by playing Vengeance here, we stop that. Opponent ends up having a second Fervor, so that ends up being a punish for the Vengeance because they just got 2 Fervors in where we could interrupt it. But I'm still feeling good. I mean, like, I'm at 12 HP. Opponent has 2 cards in their hand. And we can just draw here with the Iron Akaboros, right? Opponent gets another Samira anyway. So I guess technically now I'm at 11. So I'm at 11 HP now. We can draw with the Iron Akaboros. We have another Gohar. So I'm just chilling here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely chilling, right? We can play the Pool Shark. Just get more draw. Like at this point, I'm just looking for as much draw as I can. As much healing as I can, right? The opponent gets access to the 2 more damage. We can go hard the Samira here and just get rid of Samira. So we go back to 11. Opponent doesn't have the 3rd Fervor. But they have the Decimate. Okay, so with the Decimate, we go down to 7, right? Opponent can take us down to 6 with the Flare. I was very surprised that all games block here. Because, I mean, I'm not pushing enough damage to be a threat. And keeping that unit is better for them because they could have other stuff, right? They do end up getting the Slipstream, which I completely forgot about, to be honest, with the big crash, and end up getting another Decimate. So at this point, now I'm at 3 HP, which means that we do actually just straight up lose to another Fervor. We lose to another Fervor. Granted, we do have Haste Spike to punish the Fervor. I also think we can just Glimpse here, right? We just Glimpse here and just get a bunch of healing. A bunch of draw. Opponent lose the... Okay, so opponent had a Filleting card, which I completely forgot about. I think we Glimpse here, right? It might be tempting to play this Twisted Fate, but we know we're losing to the third Decimate. So I know I'm losing to the third Decimate, so I'm desperately looking for another heal. And we get it. We clutch it out, and we top deck the well. So now, even if the opponent did have that third Decimate, it wouldn't work because we could go up to 6 HP, right? The Fervor doesn't matter because we have Vengeance and we have Well. And I know that the opponent really only has one card left in their hand right now. So here we can just do whatever we want. So we have access to Well still. So again, not scared of a Decimate. I don't want to tap out of 4 mana, right? Like I need to always keep 4 mana so that we play around the Decimate. So there you go. Opponent goes ahead and passes back, which tells me they definitely don't have Decimate, right? If they had Decimate, I don't think they would have passed there. They would have just ripped it. They have Fizz. But the problem with Fizz, like Fizz is interesting, but we do have elusive blockers with the Vega and the 4-drop. And we also drew Pack, right? So we get to go for 1 Pack Your Bags, get rid of the Fizz. And I think it's correct to get rid of the Fizz right away. Just so that we can play around them having the Demolitionist, right? The one that does 2. But it wasn't the Demolitionist, it was just a little spider. And at this point, it really doesn't matter what we do. We can just well and get rid of it, and we should be okay. So like we were able to stabilize. And again, this is exactly what we built that lineup for to do, right? So this is exactly what we wanted to do when we went against LGamesBR. Just play 3 control decks that can do well against aggro. And just go from there. So here, I don't know why I didn't pass. Should I just pass? So we can just pass and then open attack and we just get that win. So now we're going to be 1-on-1. We're 1-on-1. And again, we want to win this. We want to win this because if we win this, we get to finish on top. We get to finish top 1 on the regular season, right? Now, again, our matchup, the third game, is very favorable for us because we're playing Aphelios Caitlyn, so Targon PNC. If you're not familiar with this matchup, it's really good against aggro because you have access to Star Shaping, you have access to Aphelios, and you have access to Cosmic Youngling, plus as well as the PNC removal. So now it's like, okay, I need to win this favorable matchup. They do have a deck that can steal high roll and just kill you. I mean, honestly, they were very close to beating us in that Go Hard deck, right? Like if they had the third Decimate, they would have just won. So we end up getting Star Shaping, Caitlyn, Sunburst. Not the worst, but also not the best. I think it's too early for Star Shaping. I think I want to have blockers. So I just keep 1 Caitlyn because the Caitlyn can get the Flash Bombs, which again is going to be kind of annoying to the opponent. And we end up getting the Ballistic Bot, right? We can play. We don't have a blocker for turn 1. Unfortunately, we do play 6 1-drops, right? We play the Nightfall one drop that gives you the Dust Petal. Well, the one that gives you the Dust Petal, and I'm also playing Sonic Urchin. Even if we had one of those 1-drops, it wouldn't have mattered because the opponent started with their Spider. So here we can go Ballistic Bot or we can go Flash from Peddler. I don't think it really matters, either one. I ended up going Ballistic Bot in case that I drew something that I wanted to, like in case that I draw one of my discard cards, like I said, Sonic Urchin. We end up high rolling here. Opponent ends up getting an Ephemeral, which is great for us because the Ephemeral is a non-block Ephemeral. So the opponent ends up getting an Ephemeral that they cannot block with, which means that they actually just have 2 units. The Mirai Warden kind of just low roll for them. So at this point, I'm like, okay, do I want to deal with the Spider? Or should I just play Caitlyn here? Or do I want to go Pell Cascade? I think I actually misplay here. So I think in this turn, because the problem is that if I play Caitlyn, I don't have a blocker for the 3-2. No, so we don't play Caitlyn, right? Yeah, we go Dustbringer. Yeah, I like this. So we didn't misplay. This is better. because opponent ends up getting another 1-drop, right? This is better than the Kaelin because of this, right? We don't get punished by the opponent having an extra 1-drop, and we're also able to trade into the Grenadier. We still take the 2 damage from the little spider, whatever, but we can trade with everything else that the opponent has. And that's worth it. Now, the opponent ends up not attacking with the Mirage, so I guess we don't get to trade there. But we still get to trade with 2 other units, still take 4 damage total because of the burn from the Grenadier and the 1 from the Saboteur. And at this point, I mean, it's looking okay for us, man. It's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst, right? It's not the worst. I'm debating if I need to actually play this Ignition. I opt not to. So I opt not to play the Ignition. We get the Star Shaping, and now that we have the Star Shaping, I think this game is sealed. So now at this point, I just feel so comfortable, so confident that I can just win this matchup. We didn't get the Cosmic Jungling, we didn't get the Aphelios, but we got the third piece of the combo, which is the Star Shaping. So we know that the opponent's only 3-cost spell is Fervor, so now I know that they have a Fervor in their hand. We can just go like this. I don't care about this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, they're going to attack with the Ballistic Bot. I don't think there's a problem attacking with the Ballistic Bot, by the way. So the one thing I'm worried about is an elusive with that equipment, right? That ephemeral with the Mirai Warden did give them an equipment. So they could push a lot of damage with the elusives, but of course we have the augmented clockling, right? So we have this augmented clockling. So I'm not even scared of the elusive at all. I actually want the opponent to play it. And then we top deck a second Star Shaping. And at this point, I feel like this game is just a formality. Like, this game is literally just a formality. It's just like, okay, well, let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. I'm feeling really good here. We know that the opponent has Fervor, right? So playing this Clockling, I think, is actually risky because the opponent could actually Fervor the Clockling by targeting the Spider, right? The opponent could have actually Fervored the Clockling by targeting the Spider, and we wouldn't have a way to save it. Obviously, we ended up getting the Mystic Shot, but if we didn't hit Mystic Shot there, we actually would have just lost to that Fervor. Maybe not lost, but the opponent would have been able to push 6 damage, right? We had to do the Pell Cascade here. We got another elusives. Yeah, like we literally got everything. We got everything that we needed here, and I'm just chilling. I'm just like, yeah, let's go. I'm hype up, man. I'm sitting in my bed in my hotel room because again, I'm on a work trip during this game on Monday. Yeah, so they end up doing the Fervor anyways into the Nexus. If they did the Fervor into the elusive, they would have been able to attack with the Fist and the other elusive for 6 damage, right? So a little bit unfortunate that the opponent didn't do it. The opponent has a bunch of Flash Bombs in their deck, right? So I know this Fist is gonna die here shortly. And they know that too, so that's why they sacrifice the Fist. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. We'll push 4 damage here. We have 11 HP. Opponent used the Fervor, and they're gonna start burning us, right? But guess what? Decimate deals 4 for 4. Decimate deals 4 damage for 6 mana. Star Shaping, it heals 5. It heals 5 for 5 mana. So for 1 mana less, I literally heal myself. Opponent spends 6 mana to do nothing. That's so toxic. It's so toxic, the fact that happened, right? So, again, I'm just in the driver's seat. I know this game is like pretty much wrapped up. We had the Star Shaping. I'm just gonna Mystic Shot this just before the opponent can put the equipment on it. I could have just gone for this Clockling to block it, but I kind of just like doing this. Because I didn't want the opponent to have this equipment, right, on their elusive. And yeah, I mean, we just play Clockling. And we got another Mystic Shot. So we got literally triple Mystic Shot, 2 of them costing 1 mana. We got double Star Shaping. We couldn't have asked for a better hand. And at this point, I'm just like, this is 6 damage. It's not enough for lethal because we ended up using all our Mystic Shots. So, why don't we just play the Celestial? That's 8 damage, right? Plus 1 with the Flash from Peddler. That's going to be 9, which means that the Mystic Shot finishes the game. And guess what? we have exactly 1 mana to be able to actually play this Mystic Shot. So we end up taking the attack, playing our Celestial that we just ended up getting with the Star Shaping. Opponent goes down to 2 HP, and that's it. We end up winning. We end up winning after such a ridiculous game 1. Honestly, ridiculous, but it was also kind of boring, to be honest. Like, not doing anything is like, meh. Opponent goes a second Decimate, right? So they had double Decimate again this game, just like last game. But this time it wasn't even close because we got the Mystic Shot to the Nexus, and that wins the game. We even have another Star Shaping, right? So like this feels so bad. Like, imagine being a Decimate enjoyer and running against a Target deck. And this is without us having Cosmic Youngling. Imagine if we had the Cosmic Youngling here. Like, opponent never has a chance. So just like that, we end up winning. And end up winning against LGamesBR with a 2-1 record. And you know what that means? Because we won that matchup with a 2-1 record, let's look at this. Look at this. Look at this! Look who ended up finishing first place in the standings for the regular season. So again, this was week 9, which was the last week of the season. Majin Bay ends up finishing second place. We both have the same record, 7-2. The reason I end up finishing first place is because the game points. So remember, anytime that if you win 2-1, you get 2 game points. If you win 2-0, you get 3 game points. If you lose 1-2, you get 1 game point. If you lose 0-2, you get 0 game points. I ended up getting more wins in terms of games than Majin Bay did throughout the season. So that's why I end up going to 17 game points, which is the tiebreaker, which means that I end up first place, Majin Bay ends up second place, and we're both the ones that get to skip the playoffs. The rest of the playoff is going to be filled in by Jay Sensational, Cephalopod, Shadow Ads, and Spitz. And unfortunately, Grandpa Roji, LGamesBR, FTP Bust, and Slay are not able to make it to the playoffs. Of course, there's always 4 of us that's not going to make it, but first place. And those of you who have been following our journey know how freaking close some of these matches have been, right? Like, we had a lot of games where we won 2-1, and we also had a lot of games, like the 2 matches that we lost, one against Majin Bay, and then we lost against Ceph. So we lost against Majin and we lost against Cephalopod. Both of those matches went to 3rd game, and they were really freaking close. If you all remember all the way in week 1 where we lost against the Rise, and then just bricked against the NASA's trash, and then against Cephalopod, where we just never found our mill, right? We never found like any units that we needed to just be able to beat their Ari, the Ari Kindred deck. Like, that was a ridiculous game too as well. But everywhere else, we ended up winning, right? We ended up stealing a win from Jay Sensational a few weeks ago, right? Where our mill deck just ended up finding the right answer to heal up against the aggressive deck. Like, it's been some super close games. This season has been really, really fun. I've been really enjoying it. And I'm so excited for the playoffs. I'm super, super, super excited for the playoffs. And this is how the playoffs are going to look, right? So the quarterfinals is going to be Shadow Arts versus Spitz. And Cephalopod versus Jay Sensational. The winner of the Shadow Arts and Spirits matchup is gonna be our opponent in the semifinal. And you know what? I like our odds because we beat both Spirits and Shadow Arts. We beat Spirits 2-0 a couple weeks ago, and then Shadow Arts, we beat him early on in the season in what were also like some really cool games, right? Where we were going against Hystaric Lots. So we were able to beat them both, and we're going to play the winner of their matchup. Now, our 2 opponents that we lost against, which was Majin Bay and Cephalopod, they're also in the playoffs, and we almost lost to Jay Sensational as well, remember, like literally 1 card difference. So any one of these 3 opponents is going to be really scary if we make it to the finals. I'm kind of hoping that Jay Sensational wins, because I think we have a better matchup into Jay Sensational than we do against Cephalopod or against Majin Bay. But that's gonna be the playoffs. The playoffs are gonna be happening sometime in January. We're gonna take a break because of obviously the holidays coming up. But yeah, I mean, like, this is it, right? This is it. Number one, Sirturmund and the Empire Gladiators, number one in the Champion Draft Series. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. And thank you for following our journey to the Champion Draft Series. We had some pretty cool games, some pretty cool decks, and we're gonna continue hoping that we win the whole thing. So I'll see you all in the playoffs later next month. So enjoy your day.